You tell that story of that round table that you're sitting at with the Try Guys. And one of the things they talk about, and I think that this was the place where you heard it from, is that the person who's kind of in charge of it, was it the algorithm, was saying that we want to make it so easy for you that you should not have to understand YouTube at all.
It was at that dinner.
It was at that. You should tell the story.
Oh yeah, so so the dinner that my wife got invited to, very exclusive, and I'm not even trying to flex. I didn't get to sit next to her. Okay, I wasn't important enough. I was put on the side, but the Try Guys were there. James Charles was there, and you know, some people might think different things about him, but so he was there, and high profile creators were there, and then my wife was there, and they were right next to the CFO, chief financial officer. I don't even know if it's the same guy anymore, but it was at Chateau something. It's like the most famous hotel, funny enough. Not funny, but like it happened. Anthony Bourdain, that was his favorite hotel to stay at in the Hollywood area. At the same dinner, even though I didn't get to sit next to my wife, I was sitting right by the Try Guys. Right across from me was a guy that works on the product, Todd. I always forget his last name, but Todd works on it. And so I remember, of course, I'm like, oh, this is my chance to learn about the algorithm. Let me see. And now he's probably like being, I want to say, conservative.
Yeah.
Right. Like he can't be like out here just telling me stuff, but we were sharing a bottle of red wine. Okay? I was like, hey, we're just like really getting to know each other. We had never met at that point. I don't think he knew who I was, even though I was like making a splash in the scene. But he's like, Benji, just let me tell you something. And like, you know, he's like a little loose. There is no secret. It's just really simple. You just have to focus on the video. You have to have a title that's relevant, and the thumbnail has to represent whatever is in there. And that is it. We wanted to make this so it's like easy for you guys. Okay. And what was funny is like, he didn't mention tags or anything else. He's just like, just do those 3 things. And if your video doesn't do well, even though it's a great video, then we failed, right? I was like, huh, interesting. Like I was expecting like some crazy stuff or whatever, because that would be the type of group you'd be around to like learn all the things. I think it was different 10 years before that.
Yeah.
That was probably 2017, 18 or something like that. And there probably were hacks. I know there was hacks because we took advantage of those.
Yeah.
And so what's happened that was just one example. There's been so many where I've seen the progression of YouTube not only get better, but easier. And for right now, what's funny is AI is part of that. That's not only making it easier, it's making it more competitive. So the strategy is different as the creator. It's not about figuring out the platform. The platform's great, whatever form you're going to do it on, right? Like it maximizes your ROI or the amount of effort you put into it and what you get back from it. Now, because there's so much competition, you have to decide like, what is going to set me apart? Not just from other creators, but set me apart from the technology, specifically AI and all the things that AI touches.
Yeah.
And that's where I'm like changing my whole perspective on content creation.
Yeah, and that's why you think that you should probably go longer and why we make 100%. Videos for the TV. In fact, a couple of months ago, we talked about one of the changes that were coming to YouTube, speaking of platform upgrades, that were going to make it better for the TV, which is that we talked about how they were going to increase the thumbnail upload size. And they talked about maybe doing this, and then they sort of beta tested it with a group of people. Well, I can tell you, just a couple of days ago, Neil Mohan on Threads says, exciting news. As of this week, all at YouTube creators can now upload 50 megabyte thumbnails up from 2 megabytes. Now your super high resolution thumbnails will look epic on TV. Not a lot to talk about here unless you think that there is a lot to talk about here. But to me, that's a big change. And it shows their commitment to making things look good on TV.
Why did it take so long?
I don't know.
Why? Because every creator knows this. If you've ever uploaded a thumbnail, it's such a friction point that you sometimes will go with the thumbnail you already have until you get back to the computer, because I'm not like somebody that has it on my phone or even has it. I don't even know how to do it on my laptop, right?
How many times do we need to recrop it?
Oh my
and
gosh,
like get the cooking thumbnail
and then
right
it ends
before
up
we go
looking
live.
worse. Right? It looks worse because we didn't do it the right way. Why didn't they do that? I'm honestly asking you, since you're like the tech guy, why would YouTube make the maximum threshold so low?
I mean, the simple answer is that, they host a lot of videos. Now, of course, those videos have a lot of frames in them too, but every little bit counts to some degree.
I actually think I know why.
Yeah.
Because when they're showing the videos, if the file size is too big, now I'm like speaking out of my wheelhouse, but like, is it like too much for the YouTube app or like TV to load up?
I think it's simpler than that.
Okay.
Which is that it speaks to the progression of where YouTube was. At first, it was on laptops and desktops. Now, remember at the time, it wasn't super high resolution Retina quality screens. It was like pretty low resolution CRT screens that were kind of getting the job done. So you didn't need super high resolution thumbnails. There was no point. It wasn't right sized.
So why not save themselves the costs of hosting that by like, hey, why don't we just preemptively tell you, let's just limit to this and it's less of cost?
Well, and then think about what came after that. Because you think, okay, well, time marched on and, maybe screens got better, which they did, right? But like, it still looks pretty decent when you open up on a laptop screen. It's only like about, this big.
Got smaller.
But guess what? It went to the phone, so it got even smaller. So the thing that they were building for was a screen that got even smaller. So why make it any bigger than that? And in fact, I think they did bump up the size. I think it was like 500 kilobytes for a while, and then it was like a couple megabytes. Well, something happened in the last few years, which is that TV became a priority for them strategically. So what do? They're like, well, we're making tons of money. We're the biggest media company in the world, and the platform is the most important thing or the TV platform is the most important for us. So why not make the thumbnails bigger?
Pull up Neil's post. I'm curious what it says specifically. If it says exciting news as of this week, all YouTube creators can now upload 50 million. What's funny is, it does say it. Now your super high resolution thumbnails will look epic on the TV. So he like specifically calls that out because that's why you'd want to, versus like, no, this is what I'm advocating. Just make it easier for us.
Yeah,
so we don't have to think. I don't care about the TV or the phone or whatever. Just make it so that when I design it on Photoshop, and I export it, whatever I export in, that you can handle it. And I know that might seem like very like demanding of me or high maintenance of me. It's like, just make it easy for me. But that's the point of what that guy Todd said.
Yes.
He said, we're trying to make it so you don't have to think about that stuff. And that's the one thing you had to think about forever that would stop you, especially considering the thumbnail is so important.
Yeah.
So why not make that process easier? And, I'm grateful now, but it's funny. I'm definitely not going to miss that uploading. It's like, your file is too big. We literally just had that problem last week.
There you go. So now it's available worldwide.